Hello?
Boy,
All right, we are on the air.
And I just got an email notification, so we're good to go.
I literally just got home. Is the Stanley Cup Finals game going already?
yeah, it's going on.
Tonight's the night, boys.
It's
Tonight. I'm excited. I'm super happy for Ovi, to be honest.
Tonight is the night.
And also, this Vegas Knights team is going to become the 2018 version of the early 90s Florida Panthers. Which means it's going to be real sad in a few decades.
They might have another good couple of years and then just fall off the face of the league.
Well, what's funny is outside of Fleury, most of the rest of that team is pretty young. So they should be able to do some pretty good things.
Just depends on how they handle themselves the next few years.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd like to see them at least get into the playoffs again next year.
I think they will. I mean, who else in the Pacific is going to get into the playoffs?
The Ducks, but that's it.
Yeah, that's literally the only other team. Like, maybe Edmonton.
Like, the Ducks will get in, and then they'll lose first round. Every fucking time. Or if they do make it, they'll make it all the way to, like, right before the freaking actual cup and then lose. It's very hard being a Ducks fan.
Yep.
Just be happy you're not what Rock says. You could be a Vikings fan and a Timberwolves fan.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
Brutal. Should be like me, not be a Vikings fan and not give a shit about the Timberwolves. And I also have the Wild and the Gophers, so it's kind of like a coin toss.
How do you
Since I'm
feel
like-
about how do you feel about the Twins?
If I liked baseball, I would love the Twins, but I don't care about baseball. But I still like the Twins. I think the Twins are cool. I mean, I'm of the age where we grew up with like Kirby Puckett teddy bears.
Ah, that makes sense.
Like when you were, especially like I
Cyclops himself.
I very, 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 very vaguely remember 91. But like hints
damn.
and flashes of memories. But I was like 4.
I remember Troy Percival's entire Angels run. From 95 until the early 2000s when he finally switched teams. Such a fucking great pitcher at the time, but yeah.
I used to absolutely love baseball, but then in the course of about like a few months, it was like my last year of Little League, and we were the best team in the league, but we lost both of our playoff games and were out right away. And then Kirby Puckett got hit in the eye and had to retire, like in the span of like a couple months. And that just I was just like, I fucking hate baseball now. I was crying when Puckett had to retire, man. I was so sad.
Yep. I can understand that.
Hell, like the Reds haven't won a championship in my lifetime. Last time they won a World Series was 1990, and they swept the Athletics.
If you get technical about it, no Minnesota team has won in my lifetime. But my team has won.
The thing that pisses me off the most about Southern California baseball is they had to give the fucking Angels the worst name in baseball.
Now they're just the Los Angeles Angels.
Oh, really? That's still fucking terrible. They're not
It's
even
still
in
stupid.
LA, they're in Orange County. They weren't. Well, they were in LA when they first started, but like that was when they were a freaking minor league team, and the rest of the time they've been in fucking Anaheim.
Yeah, Anaheim and LA aren't the same thing.
No.
Like my favorite sports moment ever is still 2007, the Ducks winning the Cup.
Oh yeah.
I was in 5th grade when that happened.
My
I've
moment.
been to Anaheim.
My moment is the ALCS 2003 Game 7 at Yankee Stadium when Aaron 2002 actually, excuse me. Boston Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Aaron Boone fucking hits a dinger and fucking wins the game. And then they fire him and pick up A-Rod.
As a Reds fan, that pisses me off so bad because like he got traded from the Reds to the Yankees that season and does that for the Yankees. And I'm like, really?
I'm digging through my stuff trying to find a picture of Ovi that everyone is laughing at him because he has no cups, because this is literally the last time I'm going to be able to post it.
I guess now the new meme player that has no cups is sadly going to be Henrik Lundqvist.
How he king with no ring, bro. He was already the meme player. I've been saying that shit for years. I've been trolling Murph with that for a long ass time.
Like, I feel so bad for Lundqvist.
Oh. Here, I'm thinking that the game's almost over. You were like, it's 6-2. And I was like, oh wait,
No, that was the other
That
night.
was the last game, yeah.
Yeah, that game was like, what the fuck, man.
That was, yeah,
you
you can. It's at least it took until game 4 before you knew how this series was going to end. Unlike the NBA playoffs, where you knew it was going to end, how it was going to end at the end of game 1. They're getting swept.
Yeah.
Watch LeBron win 4 in a row.
No fucking shot. It's literally never happened in the NFL or the NBA before.
NBA.
Watch the Golden Knights just come back and wreck it, but they kind of fell apart.
Let's put it this way: we'll see a Game 7, and it will be rigged.
Nope.
I guarantee it.
No, because they need the off-season storylines and headlines of where is LeBron going to go.
Yeah, they're trying to book this pretty well. Probably my least favorite sports memory, the Devils beating the Mighty Ducks in Game 7 of the 03 finals. And that series also had one of my other least favorite moments when Scott Stevens cheap shotted Paul Correa.
Paul Correa deserved it. They had a war over him.
Bullshit. Like, to this day, I still hate Scott Stevens. I still kind of hate the Devils for that, too.
15-minute time limit ideas?
Let's talk about your mother.
Oh, God.
No.
Yeah, it's like really been nothing going on in wrestling other than the Punk trial.
We can talk best of the Super Juniors. Who watched that?
I barely
I
been
haven't
keeping up with that.
I haven't been able to keep up.
I need to watch like these
I found it.
half.
Post it in here first, damn it.
I'm going to.
Yeah, it's like, because I thought Wes was going to do replays after every night, and they just kind of stopped doing it, and I haven't had time to watch it on my own.
Fuck. I know there's... Where the fuck?
Holy shit, this opening segment is still going on this Raw.
It's so sad that I'm never going to be able to post this picture again, to be honest. It always made me laugh.
I think I know a total of about 3 people in this picture.
Yeah, Montana's not really a hockey state, brah.
Yeah. Calgary Flames is what I know, and that's only because of the Hart family.
Oh shit, the Knights just tied it up.
Is it 1-1?
Yup.
You guys don't even know.
What?
Don't even know
try,
what.
try living in Indiana and being a sports fan. You want to talk
You
about
guys had-
fucking...
Jesus.
What about Butler? Aren't you a Butler fan? They made back-to-back NCAA finals.
I'm talking about professional sports. Which the NCAA is not professional sports because the athletes are not they're not allowed to pay the players at all because then they wouldn't be slaves.
You mean
over
the table? They're not allowed to pay the players over the table.
They do it under the table.
No, that never happens.
Yeah, it does.
I believe they call them scholarships. I might be out to lunch there.
Yeah.
Well, there's those gimmicks. Call bells.
Wait, you all have the Colts. The Colts were good for a while. And got a title.
They were
I
okay.
was gonna
for
say
a
the
while,
Colts won a
yeah.
fucking Super Bowl. They crushed the Bears. I was very happy about that.
Well, to be fair, they were going against Rex Grossman.
Well, we
Yeah.
had Tony Dungy at that point too.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
that Bears team was built on defense, though. They had nothing to do with offense. And they still couldn't hold Peyton under 40.
Hasn't the Bears always been basically about like defense though? Like that's what they've always been known for, is being a
They've
defensive
never
team.
had a good quarterback. That franchise has literally never had a single good quarterback. Caps just broke it. 2-1.
Even my all-time favorite, Jim McMahon, isn't the most sterling example, and he won a Super Bowl.
He's probably their best. It's either him or it's fucking Cutler. Like, those are your options, and that's sad.
Ovechkin scored.
Isn't Cutler's, my understanding, and I haven't watched a lot of Jay Cutler, but from what I've heard, my understanding is that Jay Cutler isn't a bad quarterback. He's just like a really like mediocre, doesn't stand out at all quarterback.
The best way to describe him is he's Brett Favre without the magic touch. Like, he just didn't. He's the guy that's going to chuck it deep a lot and is going to throw a lot more interceptions than most starting quarterbacks should. But the difference was Favre had that just insane ability to be able to pull shit out of his ass.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're like. He would fucking put the ball in insane places in coverage.
Yeah.
Like just shit
and
that nobody should be able to do. Yeah. And it would just, I know exactly what you're talking about.
The difference is Jay Cutler doesn't have that ability. Other than that, very strikingly similar quarterbacks.
Does he run a lot too then?
He used to more when he was younger, but he kind of became a pocket passer for the most part.
Fucking... Was it... I want to say it was like the last year he was with Green Bay, or maybe it was that short period he had with, where did he go? Minnesota, I think it was. And he was just like fucking...
The Jets.
Was it the Jets?
Yeah, for like a season.
Yeah. Well, he was like all fucking over the place. Like way too old to be running near as much as he was. And he was fucking doing... That guy's fucking...
He did that all the time, though. I mean, like...
Yeah, but like he was like fucking 40-something years old. like when you're that old, you don't need to be running the ball like that when you're quarterback. Like you just don't.
Dude, if you've had some of the running backs that he had in his run here at Green Bay, he'd be running the ball a lot too. I'm sure Rodgers actually probably has surpassed the amount of yards on the ground that Favre had, but he's had even less running back help than what Favre had, which is disgusting.
Like, I always felt like the Packers and the Giants were always in the same boat. They have tremendous quarterbacks that just have no run game whatsoever.
This is how boring wrestling has been. We're just talking about fucking
Sports because it's been more interesting.
Yeah.
Welcome to Star Wrestling.
Dude,
Sad but true.
you know what? If the WWE could book a program half as interesting as Game 1 of the NBA Finals, we'd be talking about that.
Well, hey, they're going to be trying to get interesting enough to get an Emmy.
It was so good they made memes out of it.
Didn't they show the Raw 25 as the consideration?
Yes, they did.
Oh,
Oh,
All right. Maybe we
that show
just
sucked.
I still don't know how they got away with that. The whole Manhattan Center thing.
Okay, hold on. That second Happy Trails, I don't think I understand that because it should be pretty obvious.
Did they confirm who
It was Chris Benoit.
Oh, for the love of fuck.
Huh?
It wouldn't have been Chris Benoit. You know who it would have been. I'm not going to say his name because then he'll come after me. That's how it works.
Who, Dean Malenko?
Oh, God. No. Don't say it.
no.
Listen.
No.
Because
I'm
if you
fine.
say it 3 times in a row,
No.
then
see,
he
I'm
comes.
A dog. He'll just let me into the pool, enclosed pool. He's not going to hurt a dog.
Shit. Somebody's going to get cut on all this, Ed. Should we start the show?
Yep. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Smark Snark podcast. My name is Gunnar, and that over there is Omega BR.
Yeah, that's right. I'm back from the beach, and unlike Raw, I'm appealing.
Ooh. Are you sure
I'll
you're not
allow
eating
it.
potatoes? Are you sure?
I'll potato you.
God damn.
I bet you would. Speaking of potatoes, make me some latke, Yankum.
That's racist.
How is that racist? Latke are delicious.
Oh, just because I'm Jewish, I know how to make latkes?
Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay, I know how to make them, but it's racist for you to assume that just because I'm Jewish, I know how to make latkes. I don't assume you know how to put mayonnaise and bacon on everything just because you're, goyim.
I do.
Gesundheit.
Okay. Also joining us this week is Net Jester.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? I've just had Panda Express, so I'm in a really good mood. Let's get to wrestling talk.
Master's here.
Hello. Finally getting to my beer.
And let's see who else. Shao Kahn's here.
Hello, everyone. This is greetings from your local Joshi expert. I'm coming to you live from the show that is more interesting than the NBA Finals, but maybe not more interesting than the Stanley Cup Finals. Hell yeah.
And Save Us Dog.
You know, just to jump in the wrestling really quick, I've been really big fan of Ricochet's debut in NXT, but I'm kind of confused. Why did they give him Oni Lorcan's theme song? You know, One and Oni.
That's a very good question that I don't know the answer to and choose not to ask the answer to.
But it fits him well, so I mean, it worked out, and he's doing great. But it's just kind of confusing, you know. I'm expecting Oni Larkin to come out, but it's Ricochet. It's weird.
Right. All right, let's get on with the news.
I apologize. Let me just apologize.
You're fine. You'll live. This is episode 306, by the way. Here's the news. CM Punk and Colt Cabana won the libel and slander trial brought against them by Dr. Chris Amon after the jury deliberated for just a few hours. Punk will face Mike Jackson, at UFC 225 in Chicago on Saturday. In an interview hyping the fight, Punk made it clear that he's done with pro wrestling.
I was wondering why they would have Punk facing your Johnson at UFC 225.
Well, his Johnson is probably the only thing he can actually beat.
Oh, snap!
This guy, Mike Jackson, seems like a tomato can.
He is a tomato can.
The Dick brothers were unavailable. Who knows?
He's a dented tomato can at this point.
Well, yeah, he's 0-1. He's 0-1 in UFC. He lost to Mickey Gall for the right to face Punk, and his boxing record is a lot like other people's. He fights a bunch of no names, get his record up, and I don't even think he's a full-time fighter. I believe he's actually a photographer.
Oof.
Who's not surprised by this?
Can we take a moment to laugh at Amon just because he probably caused himself more damage in this lawsuit than he was trying to sue for?
I'm sure we'll go over some notes here in the 15-minute time limit because we have something to talk about. So this will be great.
Yeah, are we going to talk about that for the 15? I can save it.
I'm not going to talk about it for 15 minutes, but I think.
Well, I'm just saying that considering how much the WWE was backing him up on all of this and the big name lawyers that they had around him, I mean, I'm sure he makes a good amount of money, but not that much.
Right.
I'm assuming WWE is going to help him out with this. Like, I know people were going like, "Oh, this is going to screw over his career," blah blah blah. It's just like I'm pretty sure he's well protected under the umbrella of the WWE.
Knowing WWE, yeah. Never mind the HIPAA violations.
Never mind the not keeping track of Punk's records. We'll get into all of this.
And other wrestlers' drug records.
So WWE is campaigning for an Emmy nomination. I'll pause for laughter here.
Wow, it's so unfunny that no one is laughing.
And just who do you think started this insanity? Does a certain bucktooth executive producer / director have anything to do with this?
No, a certain slackjaw daughter of the prince, a billionaire princess, is the one who's in charge of all this nonsense.
Why does that not shock me?
Because yes. So basically, they're running for an Emmy nomination, hosting a 4-year consideration event in North Hollywood.
But for what?
Tomoaki Honma is returning to the ring after a career-threatening injury. Chris Jericho revealed that Impact Wrestling has accepted his invitation to join the Rock and Wrestling Ranger at Sea. AAA is looking to run Madison Square Garden in September, the first time in the modern era that a promotion other than WWE has done so. And Johnny Sate has been named GM of the WWE's UK brand.
As for all the Emmy talk, I'm assuming they would go for like the comedy variety hour Emmys, and then there are also a bunch of like sports broadcasting Emmys that I don't know if they qualify for or not, but the lines are really starting to get blurred with that.
So did you guys hear what they broadcasted?
No.
The Raw 25.
What? They're not winning shit.
The Mixed Match Challenge.
Okay.
Mixed Match Challenge was good.
and then the WWE 24 with all the girls.
Why?
Because it's a good documentary. I can understand why the Raw 25 was chosen, because technically that was a very impressive broadcast. Like, just the technical side of putting all that shit together, actually running 2 separate buildings at once, sending people to and from those buildings, because the Barclays Center is a long ways away from the Manhattan Center, and anyone who's been in New York traffic knows shit don't move fast. But as far as a show, that show sucked.
The show was legit one of the worst shows.
I was so fucking bored that whole time.
We could have had more matches for both of those buildings, and they just kind of.
It was It was stupid.
I was wildly entertained, but it was just because I knew all the people in the Manhattan Center were the worst smarks on the planet, and all paid way too much to watch nothing.
Yes. And they got like what, 1 or 2 extra dark matches or something.
Yeah, which again is not what you should be presenting to the Emmys to fucking win one.
Now, hey, don't get me wrong. While Dog is right in saying that this was a fun technical aspect of this whole thing, I think that they have better video segments out there that they could do something with, in my opinion. Does anybody else think
Team
so?
Hell No.
Right, or something like that.
I think Table for Three is a great show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think Table for Three and Ride Along are probably 2 of their strongest, consistently good shows that they should be highlighting.
If they had enough material, they could do a 10-episode season, and that would go over well on TV, I think.
You know, with Raw 25, this is why with how boring that show was. It's stuff like that is why I hate nostalgia shows.
Right.
Like they're like my second least favorite episodes of Raw or SmackDown behind holiday episodes.
You know what? That's only because the holiday episodes have the goofy gimmick match every time, and those are always funny.
Yeah, but I actually went to a holiday Raw live once. I went to the 4th of July Raw of 2016. God, that show was so bad.
I missed the Yankum. Why?
Well, maybe that's our 15.
Well, we already talked about that last week.
No,
this
is the new one.
It's the new one.
Wait, there's a new one?
There's a new one. I haven't heard it yet.
There's a new one. Oh, my Lord.
For those who are unaware,
Enzo Amore
himself, Enzo Amore, dropped a hit last week, and he's about to drop another one. Or he already did.
Yeah, it's called Bury Me a G. I don't know I don't know if he wants to be buried as a G, or if he's saying he wants to bury a G
as the letter G. Fold him up into the literal letter G.
Maybe he wants to bury the Attorney General of the state of Arizona. Who knows?
Who fucking cares?
Clearly, he's telling you to bury his $1,000. That's all he's got left.
Oh. He put a G to his ear, but we don't call that money over here.
Can I just say that if I don't see confrontations between Johnny Saint and Pete Dunne, that there's literally no point in putting him in that position. So I can't wait until that happens.
Man, TNA, or Impact, sorry. Impact's already teasing Impact versus ROH on the Rock and Wrestling Rager.
I am okay with it. Can I just say that Impact is getting good?
So I mean that's
I'm not
happened.
saying they're good now, but I'm saying that they are getting good, and that they have a very legitimate chance by the end of the year. By the end of the year, to actually make some progress.
Nope, not going to happen, because I'll tell you what's going to happen. it's going to be the same thing that happens every time that they start to improve and get better. They're going to fuck it up.
If it wasn't Don Callis, I would agree with you.
I mean, better for Impact is very relative, you know.
Right.
It's like digging yourself out of a grave and all of a sudden you're standing on solid ground. Yeah, you're doing better, but you're still not anywhere near where most other, even ROH is at this point. Although I am happy that they have fully embraced the fact that they are a shindy and they're not trying to pretend that they're not anymore.
Right.
They are doing better, a little bit. Slowly but surely, which was always going to be the plan. I mean, you know, they weren't going to, as long as they don't do something ridiculous, which is always seems to be the plan. You know, like when Dixie left and they immediately got into it with the Hardys, and then they got into it with Jeff Jarrett, the new AAA World Champion, by the way.
Oh,
yeah.
And but you know, the thing is, I thought it was kind of funny because Don Callis this past week or the week before said, you know, he wants Impact as talked about as New Japan, which, you know, it's not impossible. But then he also said, you know, we need to quit it with these cool heels, you know, that they just don't. He didn't say they didn't work or anything, but he's like, you know, that's not the way it's supposed to be. And I'm like, well, isn't that the reason people talk about New Japan?
Oh.
Again, very similar to what WWE's mentality is, but it can only create so many stars. It's a stupid mentality. It always has been. But hey, you know, I don't think they're going to actually are they going to broadcast this Rock and Wrestling Rager?
I think they're going to tape footage. I would assume they'll try to tape footage, but it would be kind of hard to broadcast it, right? Unless that's a lot of extra cost, you know?
I mean, I don't know if anyone's been on a cruise, but you would think just being on a ship would make it harder to wrestle. Like, wouldn't you lose your footing?
Not really.
Not really.
I mean, like if you were, they would probably be docked while they were wrestling.
Well, even if they weren't, I mean, they've designed these ships to be gyroscopically controlled.
Yeah. Have you guys seen that that video or that GIF of that pool table that's on the cruise ship?
Yeah, it's stabilized.
It's fucking like it fucked with my eyes trying to watch like that thing. It's
the pool table stays fucking completely level as the room around it like shifts because of the heavy seas. It's fucking great.
Well, even without it, I mean, they have plenty of attractions on these ships that are designed to not, you know, knock around. I mean, they've got climbing walls, they've got pools, they've got ice bars, they've got stage shows.
Almost they have stage shows. So, like, they just put the ring on one of the stage show stages and bam.
You know, it's going to be what happens, though, if we get one of these infamous cruise ship breakdowns and it's a whole bunch of wrestlers and a whole bunch of sweaty wrestling fans on a boat for like 2 weeks.
Who would you rather be? They all got
sick. Not the wrestlers, because I feel like a dumbass for coming on this cruise.
All right, let's. What are we gonna? Are we gonna do 15 minutes? Are we gonna talk about this fucking?
15 minutes.
Are we gonna talk about Enzo?
So I haven't watched any of this particular thing. Of this particular Enzo Amore video that has just come out. So we will once again break down lyric by lyric, word by word. What the fuck is going on here?
Is there even a lyric sheet for this yet?
No. Nope, we're gonna have to listen to it, but it's fair use.
I've already given it a listen, and it's not as terrible as Phoenix, but he still needs like a better producer. Yeah, it's kind of bad.
All right, here we go.
Could be produced a lot better.
Let's see if that works.
Let's see here.
And Rhythm is not playing the goddamn thing.
What was his last video? Wasn't just called Phoenix though. It was like One Night in Phoenix, right?
No, just Phoenix.
It was literally just Phoenix.
Yes, it was just Phoenix.
His new one, by the way, entitled "Bury Me a G."
Like the third or fourth rapper to make a song called this.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay.
I can hear it.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The gift of music.
Ultimate measure of man isn't where he stands. Times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands, times of challenge and controversy. On my knees, I'll say my prayers. I think he heard me. The devil rolled up.
Okay, first off, who thought it was a good idea to mix that way?
If I knew, I'd tell you.
That's why I'd say that's why I said he needs a better producer, just because the mixing is horrible throughout most of it.
I will say, just to be like one positive thing, his voice itself is not terrible.
Yeah, and there's an effect that they kind of do later that you'll probably hear right as we start playing it again. That's kind of interesting, but yeah, he
could have a much worse. I assumed a much worse rapping voice than what he actually has.
Yeah.
So that's like somewhat positive, but I mean, we'll hear the rest of it.
Caught me with my head down. I look up and then I struck. Fear has two meanings. Forget everything and run. Face everything and rise. I look the devil in the fucking eyes. I seen his evil, I heard his lies. So I put faith in my reply. I said amen among a million things I could have said. Yeah. But I chose to hold my breath. This is death before dishonor. What's success without no honor? It's an unseasoned dish. It'll satisfy your hunger, but I bet it tastes like shit. You're not yourself when you're hungry. Have a Snickers. You're a dick.
What?
Thank you, product placement right in the smack dab middle of your song.
What?
It doesn't sound as bad until have a Snickers.
Did you?
I just don't understand.
By the way,
did you hear the? It's like his regular voice, and then in the background, it's him doing the freaking raspy voice.
Yeah.
And then they kind of mix them over each other the rest of the song, pretty much.
That's honestly not an uncommon thing. Like Silver Sun Pickups does basically the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's just they auto tune it.
I think it's two different people, or if it's not, they make it so it sounds like two different people basically singing at once. Death Before Dishonor live on pay-per-view this Friday, only on ROHHonorClub.com. Anyone else notice that? That was the first thing. Death Before Dishonor, and it was just like, what are you going to ROH? Oh god.
Oh man.
Oh god.
He's either going to ROH or TNA. But
is he a good enough wrestler for ROH though?
No. His character
he'll be a good enough
mouthpiece,
really and he will fit in the environment there. I don't think there's a problem with that.
He could become become more of a manager than anything, but still, do something better than when he had the freaking whatever his group was in the 205.
I mean, let's be honest. ROH.
Me, I'm money hungry. Say my grace and bless my plate. Cause only God can judge me in the wake of my mistakes. Just as long as mama love me, I don't need no girl to love me. Rose, man, ain't raised no dummy. My own money means no problems. I'll do the math. I could use some fucking problems. Besides, if money isn't everything, then go work at McDonald's. Whatever you say I am, and I'ma be the way I am till I
die. Okay, that's fine. It's not terrible, but
he's
fine.
Accepting it.
I think I heard Mise en place in there somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Go work at the docks. Make yourself a real living, kid.
Well, I heard if money isn't everything, then go work at McDonald's.
I heard go work at the docks.
No, McDonald's is what he said.
Yeah, he said McDonald's. Yeah. I just...
Money isn't everything, go work at McDonald's.
Money is everything, is what he's getting at.
Exactly.
Oh. It's almost like he says something, but it's not the truth.
But only God can judge him for that. And this totally isn't just like... It totally doesn't feel like somebody just repeating shit that they've heard in rap songs at all.
Sure sounds like it's got the same theme as the last song.
Pretty much.
Anyway.
Still seeking redemption.
And I don't like this instrumental. Can I just... It's not good.
It's not the worst I've heard in hip hop.
Right, I've heard some bad... I've heard some bad beats, but this one is...
It sounds very generic to me, actually.
That's what I was going to say. It's so bland.
It's a very basic, slower rap beat.
He's just trying to get
I can make an 80 BPM just drum beat that would sound much
better. This feels like the kind of instrumental you would get if you like Googled royalty-free rap beat.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
sounds like a slide.
Again, he needs a better producer.
Slide.
If you don't like it,
oh, sorry. Go ahead, Doug.
No, just keep playing it. Let's
get down first. Rich and angry, broke and happy. What's worse? If money can't buy me happiness, I hope I die angry as fuck in a fur with a full purse. When I die, bury me a G. Spirit of ecstasy carry me in a Rolls Royce hearse. In a Rolls Royce hearse. Never have I ever lost faith. Never have I ever. Say never, say never. I'm screaming fucking never. Relationships ever. They ain't wish me luck on my future endeavors.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ Almighty.
Did he just badmouth Neville? Seriously?
No. He said, never have I ever. Something. They didn't wish me the best in my future endeavors.
See, but that's the thing, though. That's the second time one of us has heard something completely different than what he said.
Well, it's because he's mumbling, for one. He's not...
He has a stupid audio effect over his voice, so it's harder to hear him unless you're trying to listen for one voice or the other.
And they mixed the vocals not clearly enough over the instrumental.
Enzo Amore could not enunciate if you had a gun pointed to his head.
You know, I'll give him credit for actually rapping and saying a lot of different stuff. Unlike, you know, some of these songs on SoundCloud now where it's like the same verse repeated 50 times and half of it's mumbled and it's like the top song on the thing.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and call him out right now. He's absolutely biting Tupac's flow on this.
He is. Absolutely. There is a Tupac song with the exact same name. There's a Tupac track with the same name and a freaking Yeezy track with the same name.
There's a Jeezy track, there's a Thug Life track.
Tupac track, but that's the Thug Life track.
And the
well, it would fit him if it was a Thug Life track, right?
Well, no.
I mean, it would half fit him.
What I'm saying, though,
is... got rid of the thug part of the tattoo.
The way that he is delivering the words is very reminiscent of Tupac, in my opinion.
He smokes a lot of weed. Or he smokes a lot of something.
Who doesn't?
Hey, you can hear it in his voice, is what I'm saying. That's why he's...
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about...
He decided to pursue a rap career. I mean, obviously, he's on something.
And he wants more of it with the money he makes.
And Bentleys.
Cause they knew I wouldn't need it, I've been straight and mistreated. I'm still the realest champ cause I ain't never been defeated. Bitch, sit down, be humble, I ain't staying seated. If anything, this ain't overheating. Hey. I should stop right now, rewrite the damn song. Call it hell, have no fury like a...
Yes, he should stop right now. He absolutely should stop right now and just not
So should we, I
continue.
think.
Have you heard John Cena songs that are worse than this?
No.
John Cena actually had something unique, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's had good rap songs. If you tell me that I'm a Bad Man was a bad song,
once?
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Actually. If you're going to tell me
that's actually a really good one.
If you're going to tell me that I'm a Bad Man is a bad song, then you were just wrong.
That is correct.
I will give
a good song.
I will give Cena credit in that he I
mean, think about just like his own theme song. He's talking about like Colgate toothbrushes. Like he's talking about he has a much greater range of what he can pull from than Enzo does.
His lyrics are more complex than Enzo's. I'll give him that, but I mean, it's not saying much.
That's
storming on you chumps like thunder and lightning is not. I mean,
well,
that's not.
If you ever listen to an Enzo promo, this is basically that in rap form and worse.
Let's keep going. Let's hear it. Let's get this done.
Man, this is shoot life's a bitch. I'ma bend her over like a damn bomb. When the man storms, I've been wildin'. I'm me, myself, and Island. Bridges burn, pages turn. You find out who your real friends are when you hurt. When you hurt. I am. Whatever you say I am, and I'ma be the way I am until I die. If you don't like it, motherfucker, die first. Rich and angry, broke and happy. What's worse? If money can't buy me happiness, I hope I die angry as fuck. In a fur with a full purse. When I die, bear me a G. Spirit of ecstasy carry me. In a Rolls Royce hearse. In a Rolls Royce hearse.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it. So
hope to God that's it.
The main thing I got from this was him referencing songs that I would rather be listening to than this one.
Right.
Like
I really like the line of if money can't buy you happiness, I'd rather die angry as fuck. That's actually a good line. The problem is everything that surrounds it is just generic.
Yeah.
I'll never give up. I'll keep fighting. Like it sounds like a slower version of like Nelly's Champion song. It's supposed to be like a pump up song for when you're going to go play sports or something. It's just the lyrics don't fit.
This was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I feel terrible for listening to it.
I think it's better than Phoenix, but not by much.
Right, and better than Phoenix is not. I mean, is that a measurement?
That's a pretty low bar.
That's like saying it was better than the Kennel from Hell match. Like, is that a measurement we want to use?
Fucking classic.
Is that a measurement we really want to be using?
I suppose.
I don't know.
It was bad.
It's not a song. It's not a god awful song, but it's not something I want to listen to again and again and again. You know, like it. You know, I heard it. It's whatever.
I don't want to hear it again.
Yeah, I'll never listen to that again. All it did the whole time was he was like referencing other songs that are better than the song he was making, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'd rather go listen to The Way I Am or.
Have you listened to any modern music though? That's the majority of it. Like a lot of these complaints, like the generic lyrics and referencing better things and things that are more well known is like it's so common throughout all of it in all genres that it's kind of like he's sort of just jumping on a train. He sounds like every SoundCloud rapper ever.
Well, that's when the beat has to complement the song, because if the beat's really good, then I'll listen to it again. But like we said, it's just kind of generic.
It's so fucking milquetoast.
You know what would have worked? If they had just the little piano thing, but instead of that backbeat, they had like some dude playing fucking metal drums or something. Like the piano for the soft Enzo side, and then like the crash and loudness for when he's like, you got to play to what he is and like,
right.
You can make this work. I'm someone who actually believes that this could work, but he needs more time to actually think of decent lyrics. And he needs
a ghostwriter.
Yes. And he needs someone who can make better beats that suit him.
He needs a Quentin.
And he's not Tupac. And he needs to stop trying to
be seriously.
He's just starting out. He's just getting songs out there to, give it a go.
I mean, like, the first thing, it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay.
Obviously, he got some kind of funding from WorldStar because they're both exclusive to their channel.
Right.
So I would guess that they're probably they gave him at least some money to record some stuff. I'm just saying, he's probably not doing it for free. We can shit talk Enzo Amore if we want, but he is at least most of the time smart enough to get paid.
Right. All right. That's it.
Well, when's he gonna do a duet with Bad Baby?
Oh fuck me.
Yes.
This song was like a duet, except it was just him talking to himself, and that's just so weird.
It is quite strange, yes. I'm looking forward to the point where I don't have to listen to this again. Anyway.
Well, that's bad because our next segment is we're going to listen to that song again.
No!
No! Master ratings. Hold on. At least the ratings aren't that much of that terrible.
It's summertime. It's the Dairy Queen drive-thru. Go get yourself a Blizzard and scream at somebody about cheeseburger.
Well, does a In-N-Out shake count? Because that's what I had today.
Yeah, I mean, you Cali kids don't have Dairy Queen.
We do, but they're not drive-thrus. You just have to go inside. Yeah. Anyways,
there's a Dairy Queen like a quarter of a mile away from here, and I walked to it, and it doesn't sell burgers.
Weird.
And the fountain drink machine was broken. They just sell cans. And
basically, all they sell is ice cream.
Yeah, and the card reader was down. They said, "Pay in cash if you can, please."
That's cash if you can, please.
Please.
See, if you're not from the Midwest, you don't understand, but that's a very common thing, especially in like Minnesota, where they just have these shitty little stands that basically just sell ice cream.
Yeah,
but they're amazing.
There's one.
Had a few of those in Montana too.
There's one across the bridge in Henderson that has a window just for ice cream stuff.
Do they wear the onion on your belt there? I mean, it's the fashion of the time. No one? Anyone?
Yeah, I got it. I don't want to react. Anyway,
so
it's time for the ratings. Starting off,
give me 5
as usual,
per quarter, they'd say.
Thank you.
Starting off, as usual, is Impact with 283,000, up from the 263,000 the week previous. On to Raw with 2.525 million, up from 2.494 million the week previous. And finally, on to SmackDown with 2.138 million, down from 2.195 million the week previous. And that is it for the ratings.
All right, and Dog with the birthdays.
Yeah, speaking of people from the era of onions on belts, happy birthdays today to Al Cashy. Also tomorrow to Eddie Sullivan, to Wild Bill Longson, to Baron Michelle Leone, and to Ricky Cortez. Then on the 9th, happy birthday to the late, great, legendary, the original Sheik. Also to Dutch Savage, Jean Rougeau, Jean Dubois, Jim Barnett, Sammy Feeback, Dan Manukian, Val Puccio, Seamus McCarthy, and Christopher Ryan Reykdal. And then on the 10th, happy birthdays to Dick Dunn, also to Robert Laverne Baxter, also Oki Shikina, and Scott Peterson. And to Dick. So on the 12th, happy birthdays to Hector Gara. Is that supposed to be Hector Garza? Or is that just a dude named Hector Gara?
It is.
Might be a Hector Gara.
Okay. Happy birthday to Hector Gara.
Garza.
Also,
Is it Garza?
Garza? Okay. That's what. Okay. Happy birthday, Hector Garza. You're the man. Also the man, Stan Vachon. Happy birthday. That dude was awesome. George Two-Ton Harris, Jim Wilson, Toga, Steve Fisher, and Al Baffert all on the 12th. Happy birthdays to y'all. And on the 13th, happy birthdays to Antonio Pena. Also, Chris Taylor, Danny Fargo, and Herb Larson. Them's the B-Days.
And now it is time for This Week in Wrestling with Omega BR.
Yes, this weekend we're wrestling history. It's like a 1981 where Bob Sweeten defeats Buzz Tyler to win his 4th NWA Central States heavyweight title. Jump to 1994 where SMV ran Barberville, Kentucky, featuring the Thrill Seekers defeating Well Done, Bruiser Bedlam defeating Tracy Smothers in a coal miner's glove match, and SMV Tag Team Champions Brian Lee and Chris Candido versus the Rock and Roll Express, which went to a no contest in a pile driver match. And in 2002, Billy Gunn and Chuck Palumbo defeated Rico and Rikishi for the WWE World Tag Team title in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, starting Billy and Chuck's 2nd title reign. And that was This Week in Wrestling History.
Happy Trails. Happy Trails this week to Zeta, who's released from the WWE. And happy trails to the friends and family of the Rockin' Rebel, who was found dead in a murder-suicide with his wife. It was unclear who committed the murder.
Ugh.
All right, what should we watch this week in wrestling? Nat Jester.
Of course, being I'm in a van with 2 children and my sister, never mind. Okay, just
that
something off
that paints a very bad picture.
Boy. Oh no.
Okay, just relax. Put down the innuendo machine, people. What I'm going to do is I saw briefly a very small part of
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Quit it. You're all ugly. I mean, never mind.
Wow. Chester, what the fuck? Tell me how you really feel.
You're
honestly,
being nasty. Come on.
He's pretty right about that. At least
Chester's shooting right now.
All right, I'm sorry, but just to continue, NXT was a good show. I only saw a few minutes of it, unfortunately, but I want you to know that Catherine, give me a couple minutes, will you? And now my little niece is swearing a blue streak. Let's just say watch the entire NXT show, okay? That was good for what little I saw of it.
Okay. Yep. And Dog, you're next.
Teaching kids to swear only on the Smark Snark podcast.
Thanks, Chester.
Don't thank me, thank my niece.
I was gonna say they'll learn at some point anyway. I gotta take it because it was the best match I've seen in forever. But the Best of the Super Junior finals, first time in a very long time, the 2 Japanese wrestlers have faced each other in finals. The Bone Soldier himself, Taiji Ishimori, versus Ticking Time Bomb, Hiromu Takahashi.
Yes.
One of the best junior matches in a long time.
Absolutely. Broke Dave Meltzer's scale, and he was afraid to give them more because, whatchamacallit, it was a...
he doesn't want them to die.
Basically.
I don't blame him for that, dude. Some of the moves in this match, like, I love both these guys, and they're both insane. But Hiromu basically just dropped Taiji on top of his head. For fuck's sake, stop that! It was a let go pile driver, basically. Like, just hit a regular pile driver, please. We love you guys. We don't want to see you die.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that happened during Raw this last Monday. That was nasty.
I goddamn.
Vassar, you're next.
Just because I watched it today because I don't know why. Kota Ibushi versus Shibata from the G1 Climax 25. I think it was day 7.
Yankum, you're up.
I decided to pick something just absolutely weird and obscure.
Oh, cool. You're going to pick a good match for once?
SummerSlam 1995.
Fuck.
He's already going down a bad path, folks.
I know.
We might be going over a cliff.
Michaels versus Razor Ramon in a ladder match for the IC title?
Yeah.
All right.
Just kidding. It's Barry Horowitz versus Skip with Sonny.
Yes! Totally worth it for early days of Sonny, though.
Speaking of Sonny, hey, Shao-Kahn, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Did you just compare Shao Kahn to Sonny?
Yes.
Yes, I'm a bit of a slut. So anyway.
No, he just no.
I thought I was
he just farts when he orgasms.
Shao side up.
Yeah, you can call it that.
Well, it's because I'm about to go balls deep into some Japanese women. Anyway, after I
drinking some
today, of course. Randomly went back and watched a match today. It was SummerSlam 2013, Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk.
Very nice. Yes, good match.
That is a good match. I might actually go back and rewatch that.
It's actually on YouTube.
Omega VR, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
I believe it's Ring of Honor TV this week. Austin Aries versus Silas Young for the ROH TV title. I was there live. In fact, you can probably see me.
Nice. Very nice indeed. All right. I'm going to tell you to watch from... Oh, God, I can't remember the pay-per-view name. February 2000, the Hell in the Cell match between Cactus Jack and Triple H.
That'd be No Way Out.
Thank you. I remember I remember the date, I remember the time, but that match was actually my first match that I looked up the results of online when it happened. And I thought that was an interesting little factoid.
And it was all downhill after that.
Pretty much.
Hell yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for listening. This has been episode 306 of the Smark Snark podcast. You can follow us online at smarksnark.com, twitter.com/smarksnark, facebook.com/smarksnark. We got a Twitter, you got a Facebook. We got this every week. Follow us on YouTube. Smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, share it with your friends.
Thank you to podcastthemes.com.
Yes! Podcastthemes.com. Podcastthemes.com.
That's why you
What are you saying, Omega?
No, it's ruined now.
Welcome to
you guys ruin everything.
I was gonna say
CXW.com.
I was gonna say thank you very much. A sincere thank you to podcastthemes.com.
Yes.
For providing the backing of Enzo Amore's new song.
Oh, shots fucking fired!
Damn.
God
You know,
damn!
they're going to want to sue us for that.
And with that, thank you very much for listening. We'll see you all next week.
.cam.
I gotta say, you guys all sound like that one comedian who uses the puppets and Peanut when you say that.
.cam. Jeff fed in him, .cam.
Dickhead.
Again.
Unite Hamtramck.
Dickhead.